Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is LaRae. You can call me Autumn, you can call me LaRae, whatever works. Since you're new here, everybody should be new here because this is the first ever official video I've posted. Except for that, well, no, that's a reel. That doesn't count. Short? Reels or Instagram? The short I posted last year. But, we're not going to talk about that. What you'll be getting from this channel is trying to create a safe space, and I want to build a community of like-minded folks centered around spirituality, self-development. Sometimes I like to peek in all religions because I'm not in a set religion, but I like to learn about them. I do mostly go by spiritual, but I mean, spiritual is just so diverse now. So I'm here, and there's a higher power, there's source, there's somebody. You'll be getting lifestyle videos, you'll be getting vlogs, you'll be getting a whole lot of just nonsense. Whatever comes up here, it might be posted. But in honor of 2025, the new year, I wanted to make a video about coming back to ourselves. I feel like last year was kind of like a building stage, also like drill you into the ground so that you can come up and blossom. Which one do you think I was in? But I have faith in this new year, and I feel like everybody kind of has like a little jump to their step for this new year. So hopefully you keep on jumping. I'm going to be giving you 5 tips around, it should be 5 tips of coming back to ourselves. Tip number 1. What makes you happy? I used to get like really overwhelmed with talking about how or what I liked, how I'm gonna do a job, what job I'm gonna have. But after like a few reflection questions, I started to like kind of get a peek into my own mind. So I have 3 reflection questions for you. The first one would be, what makes you feel at peace at home? I love to read. That's like my decompress time. I don't watch a lot of movies, and that's my movies. Books are my movies because it's more visualization. Like if you read books, you understand. Cooking, freaking love. Food, eating, love that. You know, I might become a food critic. That just popped up in my head. I should look into that. Reflection number 2 would be, what activities bring you joy? So, I mean, that kind of goes into question 1. Reading. What brings you joy? What brings you joy? If you don't know, that's fine. I didn't know what my favorite color was at a time, you know? And everybody be like, oh yeah, my favorite color is red. My favorite color is purple. And those purple people, you guys are some menaces. Reflection number 3 would be, think back to your childhood. No matter how ridiculous or crazy you thought it was, what did you spend the most doing? And for me and my little friends would make like a fort. We would bring out all the big blankets and put it on top of the power box in our community and make it like a little fort. And I was like the chef. So I would like get 2 big rocks and like grind them, like smash them to make it into like, I don't know, little dirt or pebbles or whatever. And I would like make a dish out of that and some leaves and water, and I would just make creations. But yeah, no matter how ridiculous it was, write it down. See what comes to mind. If you bring back the activities your past, you know, little inner child self did at the time, you bring them to the present. Like if you love to color, you had like a whole bunch of coloring books when you were a kid, get adult coloring books or kid color books, it doesn't matter what, and just color, and it brings you joy. Do what makes you happy. If you had unlimited resources, what would you do? If you had no limits, you had all the money in the world, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And then what's the second thing that comes to mind? What's the third thing that comes to mind? If you write those down and you see them and you're thinking, oh, I can't do that because how am I going to get the money to fund this, or how am I going to make this come to life? That's where the blockage is. Limiting beliefs and lack of resources can really affect us in going forward in our path, in our purpose, in finding our dharma. And if you don't know what dharma is basically your purpose in life. And you don't have just one. It could be multiple things. And if you don't know them now, that's totally normal. A lot of people, I don't even know what my dharma is, and that's why we have to try new things. That's how we find our dharma. I also use ChatGPT a lot for things like, I kind of use chat as a journal. But chat listens, and I kind of like put it into a prompt. Like I would ask chat like, hey, I'm having trouble sorting this out. I don't know how to do this. Can you help me out? And then chat would give you a lot of resources and would kind of lay out things for you. And if you give your astrology chart to chat, it kind of helps. Chat kind of like places suggestions, career suggestions, or what you might be good at, what you might be lacking in, things like that. Second tip would be to hold yourself accountable. So create a daily routine for yourself. Be intentional with your day-to-day life. By being intentional, I mean like being conscious, being aware of what you're doing. Don't just be on autopilot. A good example would be eating. We are so in tune with our devices and we don't realize how much we're just scrolling and we're mindlessly eating. We're eating and we're watching a video. We're not thinking about the food. I mean, like sometimes I know a lot of people who think about their food and kind of get grossed out about it. But apart from that, be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful of when you're taking a walk. You can do yoga. You can journal. I do yoga sometimes. I journal. During those times, I'm being conscious of the movement, of my breathing, of what I'm putting onto the paper, and actually diving into it and asking myself questions so that I can get more of a insight into what's going on in here. You can walk, and if you don't like walking, walk to the mailbox, check the mail, and come back. But be mindful of the air around you, your breathing, the freaking rain on your skin. Just be intentional with your day-to-day, and you'll see things or little things, little nudges from the universe you don't even realize are going to start coming to you the more that you practice that intentionality. Is that a word? If it's not, we're going to make it one. If you don't take responsibility of what you did and you keep ruminating in it, is that the right one? You keep ruminating in that, you're not going to go forward in your life and you're going to dig yourself into more of a hole. The next little subtopic on that, keeping a daily routine helps. My little routine would be, I wake up, I say my gratitude, my affirmations for the day. I am worthy, I am capable, I am gorgeous, I am inspired. I can't wait to step into the new reality that I am creating for myself, things like that. Yeah, I do that before I go on my phone. And I eat. I'm mindful of my eating. I've actually recently started doing that because I would just scarf things down. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm watching a YouTube video, Corey Kenshin, or something else. But yeah, I'm just not being mindful. I'm not being in tune with what I'm doing, you know? After I'm done eating, go on my mat, do my little yoga, and I get ready for the day. And that little morning routine helps ground me for the rest of the day. Before, when I wasn't doing that, I didn't have that mini routine, I would be so frazzled and so just like discombobulated and just lashing out. And I realized that it's really important to ground myself and to let myself know that I am safe within my body, that I am grounded, and that God has me. I just say a little prayer and I'm just good. I'm good for the day, you know? Tip number 3 would be embrace your imperfections. Progress is not linear, and especially if we don't know what our dharma is, what our purpose is, we tend to stray off and kind of hit a bump in the road. But that's okay, because when we hit that bump, we know that that little thing that we're doing isn't right for me. Let me steer into this path and go forward and see where that takes me. You know, life can be a valley of mountains, and we can have the really tough incline, and we get to the top and we're like, oh shit, like it feels amazing up here, and then we're going down and it's a nice trek, and then we're like, oh crap, we gotta go right back up. We have to get back to the top. And I hope that analogy makes sense. Perfectionism can stall your progress, especially if you're stuck in your own ways and you don't see that you're stuck. You're not necessarily stuck. You're not wanting to let go of that job that is clearly not wanting you or keeping you stuck in a negative mindset, and you're not leaving it. How are you going to find something better? How are you going to create more of a opportunity for yourself if you're stuck in your same ways, you know? So tip 3 is a little short, but that's okay. It gets straight to the point. Tip number 4 would be connect with your community. Now this one I'm still like in the works on, because I have been a hermit. I am an introvert at heart. I would say I'm an extroverted introvert. It's a word. What is that word? And I'm an ambivert. Ambivert. And ambivert is like a mix between the two. But you just know when to. You just switch energies. You know, like, yeah. I'm an ambivert, okay? Chill. So with finding your community, it's good to find like-minded individuals or groups. It helps you dive more deep into your path, into the purpose, or they can give you insight on their journey, and you can incorporate that into your own. It could just be really supportive and motivational. It's really good to have those groups or individuals or online community to help you figure out your path, or figure out the bump in the road, or the cross road you can't seem to navigate, you know? Yeah, so I am still getting over my fear of putting myself out there and giving people a chance to experience me. So, yeah. Learning from others is a really, really great way to dive deep into yourself and to kind of see where people messed up at, or where they had trouble in their journey, especially if you're talking to someone who has a similar path you want to pursue or similar interests as you. So you can not only talk to your community, you can listen to podcasts, you can read books. 2 books that I recommend are Discover Your Dharma by Sahara Rose and Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Freaking love this book. Rereading it. This one, freaking love. I listen to her podcast all the time. Her podcast is The Highest Self. Yes, it is The Highest Self. And she goes into the mind, into spirituality, and a whole range of things. And she just brings it more down to earth and grounded. And we just love her. We love her. So to wrap that one up, your community can help you connect the dots. They can help you, give you personal understanding. Yeah. So for the last one, it is of course going to be celebrate your small wins. Celebrating your small wins, it doesn't matter. A win in general is a win. A win is a win, okay? When you do that, it helps reduce your stress and anxiety. Why? Excuse me. Each achievement creates a positive feedback loop in your mind, and it encourages you to step forward, to go to the next thing. You're like, oh, okay, I can do that. Let me try. Let me see if I can do this. And I think it's like really awesome how the mind works and how we can change and restructure and reprogram our internal monologue, our internal systems and habits. It's like freaking awesome, and it's so cool to learn about. So camera died. That's great. A way that you can review your accomplishments at the end of the day would be to keep a gratitude journal, to write in your notes app, to write in a normal journal, just listing what went right. A lot of people used to like fixate on what went wrong, what was wrong in our life, what wasn't going right, when really we should look at what went right instead of the former. I feel like the more that we focus on what went right, the more positive we will be in the morning, especially if we're doing it at the end of the day. Like, do you ever feel like whenever you're stressed out about something and you go to bed stressed out, the next morning you're thinking about that thing that stressed you out yesterday and you're like exhausted? Why? Who wants to feel like that? And sometimes it's not like we mean to do it, or like we mean to make ourselves feel bad, but it is a habit, and creating the habit of writing down what went right at the end of the day can help change that mindset. So, something to think about. So that is it for today's video. I really do hope that you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe so that when I do post another video, you will be notified when that happens. And I really do hope that you guys have a great day, rest of your day, rest of your morning, whenever you're watching this. Yeah, I give you guys love. I'm a true believer that love extends out and is so powerful and can help lift someone from their darkest days, nights, So remember that you are worthy, remember that you are capable, and remember to write down your little reflections, your little questions, your gratitude. So see you guys next time.